Manchester City continue their fine form with a 2-0 hard-fought win over the Magpies from the ETIHAD. Let's get into it, Blues. It's post-match reaction time. Let's go. Good evening. Welcome to the Mancunian Way live post-match. Manchester City 2, Newcastle 0. Good morning. Good evening, Alan. How are you?
Good morning, Martin. I'm a bit tired because I ended up staying up and watched obviously City last night with the first kick-off, and then I stayed up and watched the Arsenal game against Bournemouth, and I was getting quite excited until the last seconds of that game, but there we go.
Yeah. Good evening to everyone in the chats. Definitely FIFA, rest in peace to the poor girl. Yeah, once blue, always blue. Thanks for the ticket. I'm going to mention that tonight from Cheryl FIFA. I think it needs to be done. Newcastle cheated. Well, they didn't. They were just dirty bastards. Good evening, boys. Adam Quinn, good evening. Come on, get the likes up indeed. Alec Johnson, evening all. Hope you are well. Ratings. Oh, no. Don't do ratings, mate. Ain't that place no more. No ratings.
I'll disagree with them. Well, just having a look at some of the ratings there. Mr. Rodri, 9 out of 10. I thought it was awful.
No, you don't like him anyway. You've always had an agenda against him. If you try birthday, maybe late night stream, get back in time. No worries, Michael. You've had a lovely evening, mate, and happy birthday to your nephew. No worries, FIFA. Glad you enjoyed it anyway. Good evening, FIFA. Good. Yes, we all are. Good evening, Brian Gardner. How are you, mate? Lewis Yates is in the building. We're going to talk all about Lewis, about Phil Foden. Don't you worry. Good evening, Foden, Messi, Ireland, superb hold-up play again. Loving it. Hi, Brian, says Alec. Phil Foden, man of the match. We'll get into it all this evening. I do want to mention, I'll kick it off straight away. What I've always loved about this channel is building a community. And as you know, FIFA couldn't get a ticket for the game today. Cheryl, who has been very, very generous on this channel with super chats, super thanks, couldn't go to the game today. And she reached out to me via email, mancunianway1894@gmail.com. If anyone ever does want to reach out to us. And basically had a spare ticket for FIFA and gave it to him for free. So FIFA managed to go to the game today on his 18th birthday yesterday. So yeah, it was great that you know, we have people in the chat, subscribers, supporters from your channel to go out and support each other. It's exactly what Manchester's all about, the Mancunian way is all about. And yeah, big up to Cheryl. Really, really thank you for that. She did know I was going to do this. I did email her. She does know all about it. So big up to Cheryl. And yeah, to anybody else in the chat, it is amazing. So thank you.
Very nice of her.
I thought the Arsenal result was a confidence booster. We'll get into that, Buxton, don't you worry. Pep mentioned about missing aggression in the team, especially on the wings. I thought we were very aggressive today. Fans celebrating like it's won. Yeah, we're going to get into that as well. That kind of sums up our wonderful fan base. Exactly. You couldn't make it up. Right, let's get into it then. So the team, I was hoping to have some more people on, but I don't know whether it's too early in the morning or what, but we've not managed it. So we'll go with what we've got. It's great to have Alan on, but you know me, I like to have a full panel, but no, Alan's great. I appreciate Alan being on. We love Alan.
I got up on a Sunday morning after staying up all night watching football.
I didn't know. Listen to what I just said. We wanted Alan and others. We wanted everybody on. But for some, I don't know what's happened. Everyone's just decided they were dropping out.
Richard, it's 9:30 over here in Melbourne and Sydney same time. So I don't know where Richard
Let me just do something. Just bear with me 1 minute. I'm just going to do something. Copper.
It is Saturday night in England, isn't it? So what time is it in America and Canada?
In the afternoon. Right. Okay, dokie then. So the lineup today was as follows. Edison was in the net. Kyle Walker, Akanji, Ruben Diaz, Ake. There were 6 changes today compared to the Bristol City game. Rodri came back in. Gundogan came back in. Phil Foden returned his place. De Bruyne, Grealish came back in, and so did Erling Braut Haaland. On the bench for the Blues was Kyle Phillips. Kevin Phillips, Stones, Laporte, Ortega, Alvarez, Bernardo Silva, Mahrez, Palmer, and Rico Lewis. For Newcastle, Nick Pope returned in goal for the Magpies. Trippier came back to his home. Lascelles, Botman, Dan Burn, Sean Longstaff, Bruno Gomes, Joe Linton, Almiron, Wilson, and Gordon made his full. I think it was his first start in a while, if not since he signed. Dubravnik, St. Maximin, Richie, Target, Isaac, McQuillo, Murphy, Willock, and Anderson were the bench. For Newcastle, with Simon Hooper as your referee. So there you go. What do you think of that, Alan? What do you think of the lineup? While I just bring Carl in.
I thought it was a decent lineup, to be fair. I thought the side was strong. There was, Foden's come back to what I would say his normal self, which was good to see. But I thought the actual lineup was good. It was fine. Before the game started, I was quite happy with it.
Good evening, Carl. Good morning, afternoon.
Good evening, and I'm dead on my feet because I missed the game and I was at practice for the past 5 to 6 hours, mate. But I'm good. Glad to be blue.
We'll talk about the game, Martin, or not?
I didn't watch the game. I watched just a little bit of it, but I had to go for practice.
What did you think of the lineup, Carl, when you saw it?
I wasn't happy. I was okay, but I wasn't. I worry about Akanji back there. I think he's always liable to make a mistake. And I worried about Gundogan playing midfield. There was no Bernardo, so that worried me. I did like the front three. I liked Haaland, Haaland, Foden, and I like Grealish. I think them three are probably our most dynamic three, if you would, at this point in time. I would play that three in the final of the Champions League. if we get there.
I'm gonna talk about those three because
Yeah.
two of them especially were outstanding today.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
I think what we get, Martin and Alan, is when we play those three, we get the best of both worlds. We get the control, and we get the dynamism, and then we get the killer in the box. Right?
Yeah.
We get the killer, we got the artist, and we got the controller. Essentially, right? The killer, the artist, and the controller. I mean, you can't. They'll kill you, right? Three different ways, right? The artist is Foden, the killer is Erling Haaland, and the controller is Jack Grealish.
Do you know what I thought today up front? There's times when we do get the ball wide when Grealish gets it or Foden got it today. I thought that excuse me. I thought that there's times when they get the ball out wide and we have one person in the penalty area, and the midfield not joining in with the attack, when they were too slow, and the amount of times that. You know, we've got a guy who's 6'4" now. We haven't got Inchai Private Eye in up front playing for him. We've got to throw some balls across to him in the air sometimes, rather than just recycling it all the time. Do you understand what I mean, Carl? Is he Carl still there?
Yes, I do, and it's part of my frustration too. Is that when Jack gets the ball, Jack. Go it. Look at Phil Allen. The way Phil gets that goal, the only reason he gets Morris doesn't get that goal, by the way. Let's be clear.
No, I know. Well, it was a fantastic goal.
Right, because Phil is able to be direct. And if we're gonna beat RB Leipzig, I'm saying it now here on the channel, on the Mancunian way, we need to play those front three.
Yeah. I'm not going to be negative. I'm trying not to be negative, but I'm going to
positive.
Say how it's what my thoughts of the game.
Right.
Can you stop texting me negative crap then?
I thought that we were dynamic.
I try not to be negative, but I thought we both our goals were scored against the run of play. We scored at the right time. I thought that each time that we scored, Newcastle had the ascendancy at that point. I thought Newcastle played well. They pressed us.
Okay. I'm going to get into
it. That's what everyone in the pub thought as well. That Newcastle were on top when we scored both our goals. And I thought that we, at no point during the game, did we control the game. I thought that Newcastle outpressed us at times. And I think if they had a centre forward, they would have scored a few times.
But that's okay though. It's okay. I agree. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, do
you agree with that, Carl, or what was I saying?
I didn't watch the game a lot, but I saw what was going on Twitter, and but it's okay, right? Newcastle are a decent team. Newcastle have conceded the
No, I'm getting the impression Real Madrid and Barcelona turned up today the way people have talked.
Well, were you watching a different game from the family stand, Martin? Because I was arguing with you about it.
No, Alan, but it's like if you actually look at the game within itself, Newcastle had the ball, great. They did nothing with it.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing with it.
Well,
here's my issue with this. I've even heard Newcastle fans say, well, to be fair, 2-0 flattered City, they didn't deserve it. We deserve to win. Well, let's look at the Newcastle chances, shall we? You tell me a save Edison had to make in that game, really?
Well, if they had a decent striker, mate, they would have scored.
Well,
there was two where they got around the back of us and crossed
but the reality is
down the box. They weren't anticipating. There was one where I forget his name, but literally all he had to do was walk the ball in and he fucking buffed it.
If they had a striker, then they beat Arsenal, and then they beat United, and then they beat Liverpool.
True.
It is what it is.
They haven't got a striker.
That's where they are, and we beat them, right?
And yes, I did watch the game. So I'm not reading the thing. So I'm sorry, but I didn't think we at any point during the game we were in control of the game like we normally.
That's fine. That's fine. I don't want control, Alan. I don't want control. Screw control. Control is what happened against Forest. Control is what happened against Everton.
Yeah.
What happened against Bradford.
I agree, Brian. When Brian's mentioned we beat a good side. They are a good side, and if they had a striker, they'd be even better.
I'm just going to throw this out. Have you seen the stats of the game, Alan?
I don't watch stats, mate. I watch the game. And that
possession.
was everyone. We had a reasonably good turnout last night, and everyone in the pub thought the same. There wasn't one person that disagreed with me. Not one person.
But
I
again,
think that's absolutely fine. That's been a lot of City fans all season.
Yeah,
Said this.
you know,
Pep was right.
They're not Aussies, but they're expats.
so let me get this clear. So Martin, so we're expecting for every single game and every single time to have control and score goals and win the game. Is that what we're expecting now?
Yeah.
We're basically turning into United fans.
Right. So what did control do to us against Real Madrid last year at the Bernabeu? Nothing.
Oh, we got stuff.
Right. What did control do to us last year against Liverpool away? Nothing. What did control give us against Liverpool away this year? Nothing.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, we now have more directness, less control. Against Arsenal, we beat them 3-1.
Yeah.
I'll be straight with you.
Give me 10 seconds, right? The same Arsenal that everybody shouted about, who are not going to win the league, by the way. Right? You heard it right here. City will win the league.
Well, if you see my face when he scored the winner last night, I wasn't happy.
See, I'm
not bothered about what Arsenal do, because when they get to April, right, and they go to Anfield and win, and they come to the ETIHAD and win, and they play Chelsea and win, and they go to Newcastle and win, then we can talk. Because right now, we've played Newcastle, we played Chelsea away, we've gone to Anfield, we played United twice, we played Tottenham, and we beat you, and you're coming to the ETIHAD. So until you come to April and we see those run of games, you can celebrate all you want and concede 2 against it's a bloody Bournemouth. That's fine. Okay.
I'll tell you what. I was just talking about today. The person that changed the game today was Bernardo when he came on. He was sensational. I thought he changed it. He pressed from the front. You know, did the donkey work that was needed against them. When he came on, he made a huge difference to us. Because KDB had a poor game. I don't know if everyone agreed with that. I didn't think KDB was good at all today. But that happens. But Bernardo was fantastic, I thought. He changed the game. We need, because they were all over us at that point when he came on, looking for an equaliser at that point. And he changed it. He pressed from the front, pushed them back. We looked a lot better moving forward, and we looked a lot better defensively as well, to be fair, because he does the donkey work.
See, this is my issue. I think we've got to be careful when we say all over us. Did they have possession of the ball? Yeah. Were they creating chance after chance after chance? No. They were not. Maybe I've seen a different game. Maybe people in the stadium saw a different game today. But Newcastle were not peppering our goal left and right. They were not.
At that time,
it wasn't just a striker, Alan. The whole of their front line was garbage. Right? But there's the difference. Newcastle are trying to get to our level. We are already there.
Yeah.
You are not going to run out into every single game and just have 90% possession and never have a shot against you. That just isn't football.
Well, I'm trying to see it as I saw it, Martin, and I thought
I totally get that.
We were sloppy with passing today, and you know we were. There was times today where I was like,
"Don't say I've said things I haven't. I haven't."
I know you haven't. You haven't. But I thought we were.
Don't think we were sloppy.
Eh?
Don't think we were sloppy.
Do you not? Well, you're watching a different game than I have. Then probably. You know,
I don't know what you're talking. We've got beat 2-0.
No, I never said that. I said we scored both our goals when Newcastle did.
You said against to run a play at the time, right? We'd have chances. Gundogan had not went over the bar with an header.
Yeah,
that from the cross, that from Grealish.
Yeah,
Foden was running the show, absolutely running the show.
Foden's goal was superb.
Right, but this is my whole point here. Was it an open game? Yes. Were there sloppy passes at times from both teams? Yes. But I'm not having, it's all opinions, and you can have that opinion, Alan. That's absolutely fine. What you're asking for is perfection. That will never happen in football. That will never happen. But what's happened is you've got very upset this season because you don't like certain players and you don't like certain formations, and you've gone on a major downer with it. We're 7 unbeaten. 7 unbeaten. Clean sheet, 100th clean sheet, by the way, for Edison today. 3rd fastest. We've scored 1,000 Premier League goals at home today.
Mm-hmm.
So, Newcastle have lost 3 games all season. I'm not expecting Newcastle to come and roll over.
I thought they were very good, actually.
Did you think they were the better team?
In certain parts of the game, yes.
In what part?
Before we scored both goals.
Well, let's go through it. Do you think they were defensively better than us?
They're more physical. They play differently. They're more physical.
They were dirty bastards.
They were more physical. They definitely were
dirty
all the way through. But that was part of their game plan, to be fair.
Right. Would you say they were better than us up front?
No.
Would you say they were better in midfield than us today?
Today, I thought it was quite 50-50, to be fair.
Right. So we've gone through all the stages of
yeah.
They've not been better than us in any part of it.
I thought during this game I watched today, I thought there was a lot of the time they were the better team.
Okay. Look, it's your opinion. Stats don't show that.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought. That's what you're asking me what I thought. And the game, at no point did we control that game. At no point. Now, Alex having a moan. I'm only saying what I saw and what everyone saw in the pub in Melbourne. And they're all
Alan, that's fine. I'm not saying that. I'm just, this is different.
So Alan, were you disappointed?
Part of the controlling of the game, yes.
Why were we disappointed?
Why? Because I thought our midfield was slow at times.
So you'd rather control the game and get a point than win the game without control.
But the first time this season, I thought a team outpressed us.
So
properly.
So what?
So I agree. What you're saying. I was disappointed in that. Okay.
I thought
Newcastle had a centre forward. They could have beaten us.
But they didn't have anyone forward. All the forward line was awful.
Yeah.
I mean, the truth is, and for me, this team is in my opinion, this team is the most capable team to get us to the Champions League because of what's going on right now. Because we're learning how to play and win games without control, without being better for 90 minutes. In moment, 2 shots on goal, 2 goals. Efficiency. Shut it down. As opposed to having 100 shots on goal, right? And we got 1 point or we lose the game.
Yeah.
You go to Arsenal, the so-called Arsenal that everybody's vaunting about, right? Have 38% possession, win the game 3-1. Battered them 3-1. That 1 shot on target, which is the penalty. That was it. Nothing more.
Yeah.
We're learning how to win games like Real Madrid. Don't need the ball. Liverpool against Madrid, 2 goals up, lost the ball. Why? Because they wanted to control the game. Instead of sitting back and on the counter. We can't have control and verticality, which just doesn't work. Either you're vertical and you score goals, or you're controlled and you lose the game.
The difference was to me when Newcastle were going forward, I had no fear. When City were going forward, we always looked like we were going to cause them a problem.
I agree when we went forward. I agree.
I thought I disagree with you. I thought Rodri was decent today. Don't think he was bad. Again, it's opinions. Thought Gundogan was very good today. I thought he controlled it. Again, roll back the years. Phil Foden, we need to get onto it. That guy has turned himself around so much. Obviously, his ankle injury, his head space. He said his head wasn't right. He looks so, and I love him on the right hand side. I've been banging this drum about Phil Foden on the right for so long because he looks so comfortable there. He looks so happy being there compared to the left. He looks more dangerous on the right because he can cut in. He actually looked so up for it, and he's gone on from Bristol City even today. You know, his goal was, yes, I know it got a deflection off Botman and it went in, but the run, the composure, the control to make that run and jig around the players were just phenomenal. And at the time, I'd probably say I thought, I'm opposite to Alan, I thought City were well worth the lead at that point. I thought we were well worth the lead. I really do. I mean, Carl, when you watch it full back, you'll see Phil Foden in full flow on that right-hand side.
I saw the goal before I left for practice. I saw the goal that he scores, and I mean, that's just messy, like, right? That's just, I get the ball, I'm going for the goal, I'm driving into the box, right? If that was somebody else, he chucks it left foot.
It was a fantastic goal. It was fantastic.
It's speechless. I mean, that boy is back. The boy has to start every game. I'm sorry, Riyadh. He has to start.
Well, at the moment, we're fortunate. We've got two players on the right hand side that you could pick, and both are reasonably decent form, which is good, which is what you want.
Yep.
Someone else talks about there, Nathan Ake.
Listen, Martin. Nathan Ake is the best left back in the world at this moment. Nobody better. There's nobody better.
It's certainly, if you're looking from the start of the season to now, he's been our best defender.
Yes, he has.
Definitely.
I think he's the best defender in the league at the minute.
He's very good.
I mean, don't you feel comfortable when you see Nathan Ake left back? How do you feel? You feel safe. You feel comfortable.
Well, I said it today. I thought Diaz and Ake,
brilliant.
I thought were our rock today. I thought they were outstanding. The only one in the back line who I thought was a little bit dodgy was Akanji today.
Yes.
Simply because he's stuck in this. He thinks he's got far too much time on the ball than what he thinks he's actually got. He thinks he's still in the Bundesliga and I can have a couple of minutes to go left and right. And it's like, Isak in the second half absolutely did him.
Yeah, he did.
And the problem with Akanji is he's afraid to lose the ball, so he takes more time on the ball. Right? He's afraid to make a wrong pass, and so he diddles on the ball too long, just a second too long. And then let's
hope Stones gets more match fit and then takes his place quickly, because he's the weak link at the moment. Right at the back is Akanji, without a doubt.
I mean, let's be clear. He's 15 million, right? He's doing a job. I mean, thank God he's doing a job for us, right? For the most part. But you're right, Alan. Stones comes back. Stones, Diaz, Ake, Walker. That's your final. Yeah. If we get there.
If we get there.
I thought Jack Grealish today. I've been disputing man of the match for about 4 hours. I did give me man of the match to Foden in the end. I thought it was quite right. I thought Grealish was so close. I thought Grealish was exceptional today. There wasn't a position Grealish did not cover today. Grealish covered every blade of grass on the whole of that pitch, ran his backside off, was dangerous with the ball. People say, well, I want him to get down the wing and put crosses in. He does. But if you look what happens, it happened today. He gets cleaned out before he even gets the cross in. He tries to go, and the guy must have been fouled about 18,000 times today.
I'm just going to say that. One game, he was cropped every single time, but he knows how to draw a foul. To be fair, which he does. But if you'd have heard our pub, there was a lot of them having a go at him all the time. He does nothing. What is he doing? But he does keep the ball. He doesn't give the ball away. And that's one thing he doesn't do. He's quite safe.
Carl, before you go, because I know you need to go, mate, and keep joining us. I know it was only a flying visit.
Yeah.
7 unbeaten. Clean sheet, 2 in a row.
That's right.
It's March. We're doing what
It's
we normally
time.
do here, aren't we?
It's time. It's time. Let's be clear. Let me be clear, right? Let me explain something to everybody out there. We know Arsenal are 5 points ahead. What that means with the game at the Etihad is that if Arsenal drop 1 point, if they draw one game in the next 12 games, all of a sudden they're tied, and then we have to play them at the Etihad if we win our games. This is the pressure. This is the pressure cooker that Liverpool have experienced over the past 3 or 4 years. This is it. The pressure begins to build. You have to win all your games from now through the end of the season because you're still coming to the Etihad to play. Oh, and by the way, you go to Anfield.
Do you agree with me? We agree that City have to win every single game now between now and then.
We have to.
Yeah.
But we have a safety valve.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they go to Anfield and win. I'm sorry, they don't. I don't think they do. I don't think they come to the Etihad and win. I don't think they beat Chelsea again. This Chelsea. They have to go to Newcastle, fighting for top 4. So it's not over. By far, it's not over. And we know how to get this done.
I watched Arsenal last night. I don't know if you watched it. I watched Arsenal in the middle of the night here. And they didn't play badly, but they were sloppy at times. But they were they were determined to win that game last night. And even though they scored it with 8 minutes on the clock into injury time, and there was an extra few minutes played, it was, I was gutted when they scored the winner. I must admit, I couldn't believe it when they were 2-0 down. I thought,
this is it, Alan. I mean, think about this. You go 2-0 down against Liverpool. You're cooked. You're toast. You're finished.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
You're cooked. So there's a lot to come. I have to run, guys, but I just wanted to stop by and say hello to you guys. I saw Alan's beautiful face, and I wanted to stop by and say hello to Alan. Not so sure about Martin, but at least for Alan, I love his face, so I wanted to say hello.
It's okay. I have a shave. I'm making an attempt to have a shave during, before you come on screen, but there we go.
Subscribe to the channel, guys. We're way. All right. Martin, we'll do whenever we do our show, Martin, you and I.
Yeah, it'll be next week. I'll text you, mate. We'll go through it.
Cool. Right.
Cheers, mate.
All right, take care. God bless.
Take care.
Yeah, see you.
Isaac Grealish has been great, mate, no doubt, but we need some goals from him. Teams are going to continue to target the girl. I think they will come, but I think Grealish was phenomenal today. I think you've got to look at Grealish brings you something different than goals, and he brings you that control. If you can get that fluency between the three, great show as always. Does I think? Ask you a question, Alan. What would you have changed in starting 11 then?
Say again.
Elliot wants to know what you would have changed with the starting 11.
I wouldn't have changed. I was happy when KDB went off because he was having one of those games.
No. Starting 11. What would you have changed with the starting 11?
I was fine. If I was going to change anything, I would have put Bernardo in there.
For who?
Either I would have taken either KDB or Gundogan off. I'll put Bernardo in the middle.
You'd have took who off? Rodri off?
You asking from the start? No, from the start.
Yeah.
Never mentioned Rodri, Martin. Okay, even though I've got an agenda against him, right? If it was going to change anything from the start, it was either Gundogan or KDB, but I would have definitely played Bernardo yesterday because when he plays, we press from the front, and he also comes back in that hole and defends when he needs to defend. He just does the donkey work. I like him in there because all the donkey work and the pressing he does. We miss it. We missed him today when he wasn't there, but when he came on, he made a huge difference. Huge difference.
David Mack agrees with you, Alan. That's why it's all opinions.
Yeah.
Newcastle could have had 3 or 4. I don't know how. They had one shot on target all game.
Mate, because they were duffing them. That's why.
See, would you say it's duffing them, or would you say our defence was better today?
No, I thought they were duffing them. If you look at some of the chances they had, go back and watch it when you've got time to watch the game.
I watched it, Alan, and I thought Diaz and Ake defended them really well.
They had chances, but if they had a half decent striker who could,
you keep saying striker, keep telling them the whole front three was pants.
Yeah, But I wasn't too disappointed. I was happy with the result. We won it. It was hard fought, and we battled because we had to battle against this lot today because I thought they were physical and they were straight in our face, which they did. And I thought at times we were sloppy, but overall we got the 2-0 win, and we didn't play that well. I thought we played okay, but we didn't play that well.
Okay. Kevin De Bruyne.
I just don't think he can play. I just don't think he can play 3 games a week anymore.
Okay.
I think he can play 2 games a week. I think he needs rest in between games now. I think he's getting to that age now where his legs tell playing 3 games a week. I think he gets tired. Don't forget he's had a full World Cup. I didn't know he didn't play well, but in the World Cup. But I just think he needs times at rest. We've got a whole week now, which is good.
I am kind of with you there. I do think Kevin De Bruyne needs more rests now.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's where you can bring Alvarez in.
Yeah.
Into that role. I think that's how you can get Alvarez into this team, is by dipping him in and out. KDB, just thought it was off today totally. He had a little bit of his mood coming off. Didn't look great.
He was frustrated, which is fair enough. I get that. But when you're saying Akanji in there, I just think we should play Bernardo in there, because when Bernardo plays in there, we have legs and we have movement in midfield. And we have pressing when he needs to press. So I like Bernardo in there, big time.
Where do I see us dropping points? Probably away from home if we do drop Anna. Brighton's a tough one. Still got to go to Brighton. That'll be tough. That's possibly one where we might drop points. It's now a case of, at home, I don't fear anyone at home.
That's the difference. That's the difference between Arsenal and City this year. Arsenal picked up 31 points away from home. We've only picked up about 24, 25.
But the trouble is, Arsenal have their tough running soon.
Well, yeah, but that's
they've got to go to Anfield.
Compared to what we did last year away from home, we're nowhere near as good away from home as we were last year or the year before.
We're not far off it, Alan.
Do you reckon?
Statistically, we're not. We're not actually. This is what I mean. I think some fans have got this illusion that we've been really poor this season, and we actually haven't. It's sort of lured fans into a false sense of negativity.
We're certainly playing better now in the last few weeks than we have done either just before the World Cup or just after. Definitely. And that's and getting a stable defence helps there as well, because like I say, we've messed around with our defence because of injuries, and like Pardo mentioned, Brentford away in the last game of the season.
That
will not be easy.
That doesn't worry me so much because Ivan Toney will be out, and it's the last game of the season, so they'll be out to play for Brentford.
Yeah, well, he's going to get done for betting, isn't he? Apparently, so.
So at the end of the day, I didn't mention the Brentford game. The Brentford game doesn't necessarily worry me because of where it's actually situated. If it was now, I'd be more worried because it's back end of the season. Brentford could have flip-flops on an holiday by that point. And that's all it is. I'm not saying Newcastle didn't cause any issues. I'm just saying I've heard Newcastle fans and others tell me Newcastle were wonderful and created hatfuls of chances, and statistically they just didn't. They didn't
execute any of the chances, which is true, right? But I thought they created chances.
But that's football, Alan.
Yeah, I know. But I thought
tell me a football game where you don't. When we got 100 points, Alan, we still gave chances up.
Yeah, I just didn't think we controlled the game at any point. And each time we scored a goal today, they were in the ascendancy at that time. And if you go back and watch the game, they were both times.
They weren't on the first. I agree with you on the second goal. The first goal,
Yeah.
they weren't. We were in the ascendancy now. Trossard's injured, mate. He went off injured today.
Yeah.
Wilson miskicked a volley in the 6-yard. Wilson was awful today. Wilson was just dirty. Wilson was kicking people in the first 5 or 10 minutes. Do you know what got me is that they were time wasting in the first 10 minutes, which really bothered me. Sick to death of teams coming time wasting in the first 5 or 10 minutes. Pope was time wasting. Joe Linton kept going down injured every 30 seconds. Like, what the bloody hell's going on? Joe, I've never seen a player go down more injured in the opening 15 minutes than Joe Linton kept doing. You know, he got a magic sponge and all of a sudden he was up running about 30 seconds later. It's like they came for a point. They came for a point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is what gets me. Newcastle will be very good. Newcastle fans have annoyed me today with some of them have, not all of them, with some of their comments and reactions.
Hang on, Martin. They're gonna see it one eye because the end of the day.
No, Alan. Some of the comments I'm talking about our owners, our fan base, they've gone after today.
Our owners, well,
we're not talking about St James's Park when they had 7,000 people in there. This is what's annoying me with Newcastle fans today and it's not even the elder generation, it's the younger generation from Newcastle fans who are giving it the big one today for some weird reason. I have no idea why. We've sat there and tried to be really open with them and support them with all the crap they're going to get. And they've just decided they're going to attack our fan base and attack our club today. And I don't quite understand it. I find it quite baffling at the moment.
They're going to get a load of stick, at some point.
Well, sorry, from me, they're on their own now.
Yeah,
I'm not. Some of the stuff I said today has really wound me right up. I want Liverpool win tomorrow. I want the Rags killed off. We are in a title race at the same time in a little transition. We're fresh to squad. Exactly. Can you imagine when we're not in transition? Jesus Christ. Hello. Then we'll go. Remember when Peck were playing? Do you know what? You're spot on, Elliot. I want a big shout out today to, and Alan, don't know if you'll agree with this. Pep Guardiola said on Rico Lewis about 8-9 games ago that the players weren't defending each other. They weren't attacking each other. You know, if someone got fouled, they weren't going in, defending them. Today, Dan Burn goes right through the back of Grealish. Being Sealet, which
his best mate can run the full length of the pitch.
Erling Haaland ran right up to him and went, "Come on then, sunshine, do it to me." I love that. I love that.
Yeah. Well, them two are very good mates, aren't they? Haaland and Grealish.
And that's what I love about City in a minute. Since we've had these Premier League charges, we've gone up a level. We've decided it's us against you lot, and we'll do it that way. And that's what I love about today. We wanted that today. The players wanted it. The huddling before games. Foden lads there. Loving that, Danny Moore. Especially his kicking Clads, who was my favourite. When Tottenham Barrow came on before, it was, possession-wise, it was ping-pong football. I'm totally with it. But I said it on an earlier stream, it was on True City fan stream. I would class Newcastle's chances as more half chances than I would class them as chances. They were half chances. Getting to the box with the ball is great. Well, what do you do with it then? They sort of got to the box and didn't know what to do. They were like, what do we do now? Okay. That's going to be no good. But my point with Newcastle is they've faced United, Liverpool, and City, and they've been beaten by every single one of them and not scored a goal. You want to play with the big boys, you got to put on your big boy pants. You got to put your big boy shoes on. You want to play with the big boys? Come and play with the big boys. You're more than welcome. Dip in. The water's lovely. We welcome it. But Newcastle still have a long way to go yet. I had PD Proudlock on the other night. He was amazing. Do you know why? He's a down-to-earth Newcastle fan who says it's going to take time. He's not being arrogant. He's not being cocky. He's being a top fan who's sort of like realising where his club is. people have got this illusion that Manchester City just got money and started winning trophies. Took us 3 or 4 years to win a Premier League. You don't just get taken over and bang, the Premier League arrives on your doorstep. Plus, we have no restrictions when we got taken over. Newcastle do.
Yeah, correct.
It's a whole new ball game. And as I said the other night, having money means nothing. Chelsea Football Club have just spent 600 million. Should they be in the title race? That's my issue with the Newcastle and the money bit, because Chelsea have just spent 600 million.
But remember, Martin, according to everybody, we've not played by the rules. We cheat.
Jack and Erling take the mic. Erling Haaland, Alan, didn't score today, but I've got to tell you something. I thought his all-round gameplay today was great.
He worked hard. He didn't have any opportunities when the ball came towards him. There was 2 or 3 on to him straight away. I thought they defended against him quite well, to be fair. But he worked hard, and he did work hard. He got stuck in, which is good. But there are times, I don't know about you, but there are times when we do get the ball running through where we don't see his run. We don't see it at all. So he did okay, but he just worked hard, I thought.
The atmosphere wasn't great today. It was the problem is with the atmosphere. It was an early kickoff, and early kickoffs are always weird for atmosphere. And I keep saying it's not an issue at City. We did a stream in the 9320 podcast. I think it's an issue with football in general, with home fans. Home fans in general. You go to Anfield, same thing. Go to old Scaffold, same thing. Unless you go into like Leeds, maybe a bit of Everton now and again. Villa now and again. Southampton, dead. It's just, that's football at the moment at home.
I thought what came through the TV was just Newcastle fans singing, and that was it.
No, City fans were singing, Alan. You've got to be careful with the TV. You were, Alan. I was sat there, mate. I was singing. You got to realise with the TV, Tottenham are very good at this. Tottenham, they have control of their mics and they can change things around. Tottenham are very good at doing it.
Yeah.
Jay Fresh, my boy, how are you doing? Lovely to see you. Hope Canada's fitting you well. Fair enough to your part. The only thing I would say is if Bernardo goes in the summer, there you go. That's the good thing. Bernardo probably will go. Exactly, negativity caught.
I'm not sure he will. I'm still not sure he will. I reckon all I've ever heard is the media talk about this, never coming out of his gob.
I'm sure you live on a different planet. I can give you about 15 quotes of Bernardo telling him he wants out.
No, that was been his agent, not him.
No, Bernardo Silva did an interview during the World Cup saying he wants to go closer to home.
Well, who can afford
from his own mouth?
You tell me where who can afford him. Barcelona can't pay for anyone now for another season.
Do you really think they're going to transfer ban Barcelona?
Well, they transferred 2 of our players to bloody Arsenal this year. That's made a difference to Arsenal.
Oh, gee. Alan, can we have a bit of positivity for 5 minutes? Gee, bloody whiz. It was trying to push off what it wants. Investigation into Magpie owners now. Yes. Atmosphere was pretty bland today. Like I said, I think it's bland everywhere at the moment, unless you go away. Dan Burn is a clown, a very big clown. Not really seen Akanji. I thought he was a bit off. I've seen him have 2 or 3 bad games. But, again, Arsenal were out of steam with 12 games left. Listen, Arsenal have done very, very well to get where they are. They've done amazing. My issue with Arsenal fans, and Colonel Ward's an Arsenal fan, and he's nothing like Arsenal fans that we know. Some Arsenal fans have already think they won the title. It's there. They printed the T-shirts. They're getting injuries. They've got a worse fixture list than we have. At the moment, I'm concentrating more on our games. Whatever happens with Arsenal happens. Until we play Arsenal, we can't do anything. There's no point in worrying about Arsenal because until we're playing them, we can do nothing. If we beat them at the Etihad, it's a 2-point gap. That is one draw. One draw, and we're right back. That's all I'm saying. Some Arsenal fans need to calm down. It is great to have a last-minute winner, but everyone else has battered Bournemouth 8, 9, 4s and 5s, and they struggled, and they're getting injuries at the wrong time now. Trossard went off injured today, and they can't buy anyone. This is the problem. And Nketiah wasn't even in the squad today. They're getting injuries at the wrong time. So we'll see. If Arsenal win it, congratulations, they deserve it then. But nothing is won as of the 4th of March. Any fan base or any club that know that, it is us. We know that. Martin, you need to find a way. I will have a look during the week, mate. Pep wants no interaction. No, he doesn't. He's not even going to talk to him, mate. Newcastle missed the boat the minute FFP arrived, exactly. Plus, he went. Amanda Stelville has already confirmed they tried to buy Liverpool first. They went to Newcastle because it was cheap.
It's only what happened to us, to be fair. When Chipman sold up to other clubs first for us, and he did.
Yeah, I'm probably more peeved off at Newcastle at the minute. I'm peeved off because of the reaction of some of the fans today. I thought they were very disrespectful in some of their actions and some of the comments and some of the videos that have gone out today. Yeah, fans do leave early. There's 54,000 in there today. 54,000 tickets sold. Couldn't buy a ticket. That's not our fault. You could not buy a ticket today for the game. If people don't turn up, they don't turn up. There's nothing you can do. But there was not a ticket to be had. You can't buy tickets for home games. This is the thing.
But you've admitted a lot of people don't turn up with their season cards. I don't get why they don't.
Weddings, illnesses, all sorts of things.
Yeah, there was empty seats in the family stand and a few in the kickbacks as well.
That's a lie. Newcastle fans are not always rocking because I've been there when it's been quiet. Team are going to leave the microphones in the van when City play. Let's get into what I think. That front three, Grealish, Haaland, Foden, would you go with that for the rest of the season?
No, because you've got to keep it fresh. No, but the difference is now is Foden's playing a lot better than he has been doing. So you've now got options. You can pick Mahrez in there. You can pick Foden. You can pick Grealish. There's alternatives. There's alternatives. We need to keep it fresh, and you need to rotate there because we've got 3 games a week. It's no good saying play every single game. No, we have to rotate because there's a lot of games to play, and there is. See, Mahrez will probably play in the Champions League because he plays well in the Champions League. Gundogan plays well in the Champions League, doesn't he? So there's certain games where you have to play different types of people, which is true. You do. And the thing is, Foden can play on the left hand side. See, Foden can play on the left as well.
He's much better on the right, though, Alan.
Well, I agree.
Far better on the right.
There are games when someone will shut him out, and the advantage is he can swap over and go on the other side, which is true.
I look at it and I think that front three today was so together, and like Carl's spot on. Grealish gives you the control, Foden the chaos, Haaland the finishing. I honestly do think that. I think that front three is perfect.
Barcelona won't get the money because they've just been banned from spending
They've
money.
not been banned. Can we stop saying what a paper said? They've not been banned. They've got to get raised 200 million or they'll get banned.
All right. Well, where are they going to raise 200 million?
Pete, if you want to come on, Pete, jump on, mate. Because, like I said, Pete is not an arrogant Newcastle fan. Pete is a very Newcastle fan. I'm just annoyed, Pete, because Newcastle fans have been very disrespectful today to City.
I'd like to find out from Pete what he thought about Newcastle today. So if you're watching, Pete, just put down what your thoughts on, because I thought you were unlucky.
All the tickets were sold out. Exactly. Alan seems to think, Pete, that you were Real Madrid today and battered us for the game. Alan's watching a different game. I would play Mahrez more than... Do you know what? Maybe that's a point. No, you're not lucky, Colonel Ward, but on the other hand, some of your fans are saying it's won already. And you've got some very difficult fixtures, more difficult than us.
There's a long way to go. A lot of football to be played.
So go on then. I just look at Mahrez, Alan, and I think to myself, he's getting on now. He's 31, 32.
Well, mate, I'll say this to you, right? For this season, I'm just thinking that Mahrez has still got a lot to offer. He can play Champions League games. Still, he gives us a different dimension. When he does play Champions League, the evidence is there. He plays quite well in it, and he does. He's won a lot of games for us in the Champions League. Like Gundogan has more influence in the Champions League than he does in the Premier League, which he does. They're both getting on, and at the end of the season, we need to freshen up our midfield, have a pacey wide player we need to look at. But the number one thing that we need more than anything else is we need to buy a left fullback, which we've not had one for 7 years. Not an out-and-out left fullback.
You don't actually know that, Ozma. You don't know whether Arsenal are in the league. At all. I've been out for beers, mate. No worry, you little pisshead. Is that to drown your sorrows? I haven't won a domestic job in nearly 70 years. They haven't won the league for nearly 100 years. Listen, Newcastle will get there. I'm just saying it's not a guarantee. Like I said, Chelsea spent 600 million.
I think they'll get there eventually.
And that's fine, Alan. But are Chelsea going to get there?
Well, it's the people that are running the club at Chelsea the problem, isn't it? It seems to be just playing fantasy football. No, there's no plan. There's no real plan.
They spent 600 million.
Yeah, but they just... How many players have they got now? Do they have to let players go?
So, but that's my point, Alan. Should we say Chelsea should be winning the title then?
No, you'll look how much United have spent in the last 10 years.
Mate, that's my point, Alan. You're only saying Newcastle are going to win it because they've got big owners. Everyone has big, rich owners now.
Well, the difference between Newcastle is they've actually got some sort of structure, and I rate their manager. So
their manager won't be there in 2 years.
Maybe not.
I'll be a bet with you right now, then, because as I told you, Mark Hughes was never the long-term successor for Manchester City. Yeah. Eddie Howe is there, Mark Hughes.
Yeah, he's still decent though. To be fair,
yeah, he's a very decent manager, but United wouldn't have him, City wouldn't have him, and Liverpool wouldn't have him.
Would England?
England would have you, Alan.
Oh, it's better. Anything's better than Southgate. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Can I just say, by the way, and I'm going to say this to Pete as well. Pete did this on his watch along earlier, and it was an absolute class act from Pete. The 6 minute for Millie Rose, it was amazing. It was really good. City put it up on the screens. It was outstanding what City did today, and all the fans. Millie's family will be so proud of that. So big up to all the Blues, City and Newcastle for doing that. I'm just going to bring Beta in. Good evening, mate. Welcome to the Miserable Club.
Good afternoon.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
No, thank you for having me, man. It's ridiculous conversation. I'm doing my best to defend KDB, and it was absolute nonsense. I'm being told that he's.
Have you just been on? Have you just been on HH's channel?
Yeah, I was only supposed to be there for 10 minutes.
Why? I keep telling you about these agendas. You keep going down the trapdoor.
No, you know what? It was calm. It was calm to begin with, and honestly, I put in a good fight. I put in a really good fight. I don't know. Obviously, he's not going to acknowledge my points, but everybody on his channel were able to hear because the goalpost keeps moving. It used to be Lampard, Gerrard, right? Ozil, Scholes. Now it's being moved to Xavi, Pirlo, Fabregas. Yeah, so I'm like, you know what? I told them, and before I left, I told them, you think I'm losing this convo now that you guys are now comparing them to those greats? I'm laughing at you guys. You guys keep changing your comparisons. So
Haaland, let's compare him to Pele. But what?
Yeah, it's nonsense. Absolute nonsense. And
Elliot, good question. Last question for me. Would you ask as many questions as you want, Elliot? It's what we're here for. By the way, nearly 100 people in. If you can smash that like button, and if you are new, hit that subscribe. We are trying to get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the season. That would be immense. We've got some big plans, and this channel is going to get bigger and better. I promise you. You maybe there's going to be bigger as well. There's going to be some more collabs because I know I am going on City Extra in the next week or two on the event.
Nice. How are you? Oh, I'm going to come on. I'm going to come on and have a chat.
I'll be in the comments. Yeah, I'll be in
the comments there.
But you both be happy if we lost Laporte but got Gvardiol in. Yes. Because I think Laporte just wants to leave now.
And he's left-footed, right? He's left-footed?
Yeah.
Matt Gordon's really crying. Right, mate, you're late to the party.
Ask me anything, though. I'm very late.
Don't worry. Alan thinks Newcastle were the better team today. I've turned around and shut him down 16,000 times. You won't have it. You're the decider here, mate.
Okay. Alan, I'm sorry, man. Alan, I'm sorry.
I thought Newcastle were on top, but when we scored both goals.
I agreed on the second goal, not the first one.
Yeah. We scored the goal at the right time.
We did. There wasn't. I'm not going to say a momentum shift, but there was. You could see like the tide was changing in terms of they were having more shots at us, and it really happened because of the subs that they made. Right? They brought on a little more speed, a little fresher legs, and they were going after us, rightfully so. I respect the fact they were trying to get a proper result. I've never heard
this Arsenal fans loving it tonight. Finish on the guard. We'll get on to it.
That's all right. Enjoy it. It's good.
Yeah, but I think they got into another gear where they were going after us to try to get the result, and our goal came at the very right time because I think it kind of like, whoa, if we keep opening ourselves up, we're gonna put ourselves at jeopardy. But the chances that they had, and Martin had talked about this earlier, and I see his point. They're kind of half chances with regards to what they put against us because the crosses were dangerous, right? The crosses that Newcastle were able to make across the box were very threatening, but they just weren't accurate enough for it to actually cause those problems.
If they had a decent forward, Veta, they would have been anticipating those crosses coming in.
Forward line. All their front three was bobbins.
Oh, Martin!
I did a Actually, I was able to do a preview with Newcastle fans, Stephen and Elliot, earlier, just yesterday, and they pointed out how attacking they've been off. Wilson's been off recently, so I was thankful that he continued to be off against us. But we were the better team because we saw how they were defending us. We saw how we were more the aggressor.
Sorry, did he actually
Yeah.
say that? Did he say
Hold
he
on.
doesn't have technical ability?
Yes, but let me say this. He says it when comparing him to a Xavi and Iniesta in terms of like his dribble, close dribble, all that kind of stuff. But again, I argued, not to go down the whole rant, but I just argue it doesn't matter whether you like the eye test, like it's sexy to your eyes. The KDB is incredibly effective, and he's not flashy with it. When he is flashy with it, we're all like, ooh, we know KDB has it in his locker. We know he has it, but it's just not how he routinely plays the game, right? So, I mean, the agendas are going to be out there, and I thought it was going to be a short, concise fight, but it got long, and I wanted to talk to you guys about this game because
Let's get back to this fight, because I'm not saying, I said it on Pat's channel earlier, I ain't saying Newcastle were not decent today. What I'm saying is the way it's been spun over the last 5 hours is like Real Madrid turned up to the Etihad Stadium and gave us a spanking, and we just managed to get out with a 2-0 win. This is the way it's been spun. And I'm totally against that. Totally against that. Because, like I said, it's a football game. They're a decent team. They've only lost 3 games all season after today. They were going to come and play football. And I gave them the props for doing that. But as I said on Pat's channel, at no point did I sit there and go, oh, I'm worried now.
Right.
I thought they were great getting to the box, but once they got to the box, they had no ideas.
Yeah.
And that's what I said to you. I thought there were half chances more than chances.
I agree.
Edison had nothing to do.
Apart from slice the ball and kick it into touch all the time.
He didn't have the cleanest game with his ball distribution.
He didn't.
He didn't have a clean game at all.
He was pressed, though. To be fair, he was pressed.
Alan's the kind of person who'd moan if it was sun shining outside.
It is, actually. It's a nice warm day today here, so I'm going to go out when I finish here and have an afternoon out near the beach, I think.
There's probably too many cracks in the pavements.
What did I miss? What did I miss earlier? What's going on here?
It's because I said that Newcastle played well and pressed us and caused a lot of problems, and we're playing better when we scored both goals. And he's lost it with me.
No, I haven't lost it. No. Alan said City were lucky to get out of it today.
Yeah, they were. I thought.
Oh, with the 2-0.
Yeah, I thought they were. If they'd have had a better striker.
Alan thinks Newcastle were the better team today.
No, I mean I disagree with him on that one. But to say that we got lucky for it to not be a 2-1, yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I can see his point on that one. I can see his point. We could have conceded there, but I'm ecstatic for Ederson in that clean sheet. And Martin brought up the point. I didn't even realize out of 200 games, that was his 100th clean sheet, like 208 games. That's amazing. That's
Third
amazing.
quickest to get there.
I love to see that. And he deserves it. I'm going to talk him up because he's been slandered a little too much from many people. So Daniel, thank you.
Can we just say, yeah? And
Alex, my surname's Howarth. I'm not Alan Ball. Don't worry.
Well, he's sounding like him.
We have got a World Cup medal.
Yeah. So I see that the trouble father is remaining as a description there. What?
I don't even know where to bloody go.
Is that the vibe? Is that the vibe? Is that the energy? Trouble father.
This is staying until we're not in it anymore.
Okay. What?
Because I said to you earlier on, I genuinely believe City is starting to hit the straps now.
Yeah. We
have got a home record I've never had an issue with. At home, I think we'll beat anybody on our day. We want to, we turn up, we beat anybody at home. We've got 2 or 3 tricky away games. I think we can drop points. What I'm saying is, Arsenal have not got this 10 or 15 point gap like they're talking about. Some of them. Some of them are crowing like they're 10 or 15 points clear at the top.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's great to get a 97th minute winner. I understand that. It's great. We've been there many times. It's wonderful. But what I'm saying is, Arsenal is only the 4th of March.
Yeah.
We have to play them yet at the Etihad Stadium. I think we'll beat them. It's down to 2 points. That's one draw.
Yeah.
One drawn game.
Yeah.
And we're back top.
Yeah.
We've just got
That's how quick this spins.
Mm-hmm. And that's why there's and they'll deny it, but there was a lot of nervous, scared energy with this past game because it's Bournemouth, right? It's Bournemouth 97th minute that required them to mount a comeback and to win that game. But that whole reality that you pointed out, that could have easily been a draw today. That could have easily been a loss for them. And I get the energy; they should take it, but it's 2 games just like that. And to your point, it's 1 game because 1 game that they mess up before we see them could then turn everything on its head. So, so many games left, and I think it's the younger fans. I think it's the fans that really haven't been paying attention to what it takes to win this league over the last few years. There's going to be ups and downs. It's going to go down to the wire. These fans need to calm down.
Yeah. It spins on 1 game.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it.
Played Arsenal twice and beat them twice.
And each time they had to do mental gymnastics on why it didn't matter, why it wasn't important.
And the thing is, this is my point. If City have to beat Arsenal at home, they do it.
Mm-hmm.
We beat United at home in their pomp when we had to do it. We beat Liverpool when they could have gone 10 points clear, if you all remember, on the game when John Stones cleared off the line. They could have gone 10 clear that day, and we closed it.
Mm.
When City have to, they turn up. It's no coincidence we're in March and City are now 7 unbeaten.
Yeah.
We always come to the table February time. We always do it. Now the afterburners go on. Foden's back in form. Haaland, I thought today was great again. Didn't score, but his overall play was better. Got an assist. Was in and around bullying the defenders, bullying people.
Yeah.
Everyone just looks at Haaland and sees goals, but you've got to see the overall play of the guy. The only downer today for me was Kevin De Bruyne. But does that make Kevin De Bruyne bad? No. Does it mean Kevin De Bruyne at his age and his style, as Alan quite rightly says, might not be able to manage 3 games in a week anymore? He might not be able to go Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday anymore. We might have to put something else in for that.
Yeah, and I'm not.
Bernardo's playing there if we need him. For me, you play Bernardo when he's not 100% and he's struggling fitness wise and energy wise. You've got Bernardo who can play in there for me.
You know what? You know what's crazy too is like Pep's been doing so many different change-ups because I think when Pep sees that the opponent we can play 3 at the back, he'll actually not play a KDB and look to have Alvarez on because it's an extra body that can be out there attacking and to your point can remain and keep a Silva on that pitch if we play 3 at the back. Now with a traditional back 4, he chose to go with KDB, and I'm not killing KDB that much either because we all learned that he's coming off the illness, coming off the sickness, and is he up to speed? What effects did it have with his fitness or his lung capacity, things of that nature? So there's so much left of him, and if there's any player that I trust to really gut it out and create the moments that we're going to need to continue to put pressure on Arsenal and go out and win this league, it's KDB. He's absolutely magical because I can't close my eyes and think of anyone else that will dissect or calculate passes like him. And he was off today, 100%. But he still is the only one that has the vision to want to put those passes out there. And we're going to need him. We're going to need him moving forward. So Pep's going to know how to rest him and get him right.
Yeah, totally. in terms of how important that win was for us today, because I think all of us probably presumed Arsenal were going to win today.
Yep.
Like I said, 7 unbeaten, 2 clean sheets on the bounce now. Big congratulations to Eddie on his 100th clean sheet. Big congrats on Bernardo getting the 1,000th Premier League goal at home. I think it worked out 860 odd at the Etihad and 200 odd at Main Road.
Oh,
roughly.
wow.
I think it works out that way.
Damn.
Which actually does remind you how long we've been at the Etihad now. We've been at the Etihad now for nearly
2003,
21 years now. We've been at the Etihad.
Yeah.
Which is quite amazing when you actually think about it. And it's only going to get bigger and better, as we all know. Alan, have you seen them, by the way? Have you seen them plans?
Yeah, they look very good. I got the email as well, so yeah. So it was.
They wanted your feedback on it.
Yeah. I got
Nice.
the email. I mean, Steve Barsley did a response to them. And
I'm in elite company right now.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah. We got the. It looks very good. We need to do something, but it looked good in the Vauxhall Conference League, won't it? When we're playing.
I'm just reading from a remote control.
Mate, when you come over, Peter, when we're playing Bishop Stortford away, we'll take you on the piss. Right?
You know what? Martin, I'm so thankful and grateful that you've extended tickets, but I'm going to wait until we have been punished, and then I'm going to be a true, honored City fan because I'm going to be down in the gutter when we're making our way back up.
That's when you know you're a proper City fan, right?
There we go.
I'm just looking now. Arsenal's fixtures, they've got Fulham away next week, which is not going to be an easy game. They're at home to Palace. Leeds, I expect them to beat. Then they've got the tricky tie. Liverpool away, which they haven't won in God knows how long. West Ham away, which is going to be tough because of where they're at. Southampton, we don't know where they're going to be at, but you expect them to get 3 points. And then they play us.
You know what? If pessimistic, I'd say maybe the Liverpool game with regards to drop points. If I'm being pessimistic, knowing the importance of the league and what many of those teams would be fighting for, because I don't even have the standings in front of me, but we know teams are going to give them a tough go. And also teams that have just watched what Bournemouth did and almost got a result are going to do their best attempt at replicating that, right? Like they're going to be, you didn't have joy this style of defending, or you didn't have joy with these type of counters. Because I know Arsenal fans are going to overlook this. They're going to paper over these cracks. But Bournemouth had attempts. They had some cutting counters against them. And yeah, they came through defensively and nullified them. But you have someone a little more clinical, a little more showing a little more composure in that final third, could have been a different story. And I think teams are
looking at us, Vader and Alan. Sorry about that, mate. We've got Palace.
No, you're good.
Leipzig at home, and then Burnley. Pep said the next 3 games are the crucial parts of our season.
Yeah.
Basically, make or break our season. 3 competitions. Do you agree? We'll start with you, Alan. Do you agree with Pep the next 3 make or break our season?
I just think we have to win every single game. No matter who we're playing, we've got to win every single game for us to win the league. There can be no slip-ups now. Draws are like a loss now. And at this stage of the season, the way Arsenal are getting results, to put pressure on Arsenal to see if they buckle, is we've got to win every game. And we have to go into it. So I'm not really bothered about the next 3. It's the next 14 or 15 games we've got in the Cups and League. We have to win every single one.
Okay, mate. Do you agree with Alan? It's every game, or do you agree with Pep the next 3 make or break us?
I see what Pep's doing because Pep's a master, right? It can be overwhelming if you're going to talk about every game. He wants the players to be laser focused, and really, it's a little cliche to say one game at a time, but to really congest it and say, you know what, I need you guys laser focused for these next 3. And obviously, Palace is never easy.
No,
But
it's not.
we also, yeah, we know Vieira is going to make that difficult, and I think we didn't get a win last season, but he's going to make that game difficult. And then the fact that we play them and then go into Champions League play when it is a must-win, right? We're at home. It would have been a must-win even if we were 1-0 up, right? Because we got to deliver
Yeah.
on that one. But I get what he's saying. You know what? Let's be laser focused. Deal with our Premier League. Deal with Champions League, and then the game after that. Who did you say we had to play? Burnley. Yeah. So those are and the funny thing is those are all important for different reasons: League, Champions League, and FA. So
We've got Palace for me. Leipzig must win. Burnley must win. But it comes at a very weird time because we've got Palace away and then we're 4 straight home games in 2 and 3 competitions. Leipzig in the Champions League, quarter-final of the FA Cup that's now been scheduled to Saturday the 18th of March at 5:45 kickoff. We're then at home to the West Ham game is going to be delayed. We don't know when that's going to be yet. We've then, so it's 3 games. I forgot West Ham is postponed. We've then got Liverpool at home on April the 1st, which sadly I can't attend. I'm away.
Where are you going? Where are you going?
Doesn't matter where I'm going. I'm going away.
No, hang on. Where are you going?
I'm going away.
You're going away when we're playing Liverpool at home. Is it a naughty weekend?
I'm going to a wedding.
Oh, are you?
oh,
Very nice.
It's all right with you. I'm going
No,
to
it's
a
fine. I'm just asking where you're going.
Anyway, yeah, we've got Liverpool away, Leicester at home, Brighton away, Arsenal at home, Fulham away, Leeds at home, Everton away, Chelsea at home, Brentford away. Arsenal's fixtures. I'm just preparing.
While he's looking for the fixtures, Vader, you realise when he's at this wedding, he'll be out in his car, right? And he'll be going, Alan, put your phone to the TV so I can see the match.
No,
He's done it before. I know.
2 games with Sporting
you're a
Lisbon.
good friend, man. You got to come through for him.
We've got Fulham away, Palace at home, Leeds at home, Liverpool away, West Ham away, Southampton at home, City away, Chelsea at home, Newcastle away, Brighton at home, Forest away, and then Wolves at home. So they've still got to go to St James's Park, the Etihad, and Anfield.
And play Brighton, and Brighton are a good side.
Which, if you're the 2 right now, whose fixtures do you want? And you can say Arsenal's. I'm just...
No, I mean, sorry, just with regards to the league, no, because we would be playing. I think you mentioned, or on that list, they play Liverpool away. We have Liverpool at home. I'm happier with our fixtures just because we actually, I think we had a away. We were heavy with away games. I mean, yeah,
I agree. I think City have the better fixtures.
I like the amount of home games that we do have. That's the thing.
Newcastle away, Liverpool away, City away are harder fixtures than we have away.
Yeah. I mean, they're and not even to layer on the fact that they're no longer in FA. They're in the Europa. We're in Champions League. So yeah, it's a different mix.
Right. Before we wrap this up, who was your man of the match today, Alan?
Foden or Diaz. I was tossing the coin between the pair of them.
I'm surprised. I thought it said a Newcastle player.
No. I thought that I did like their centre half. I'll be honest with you. At Newcastle, the big lad that was marking Haaland, he got stuck into him big time.
Oh,
he should have got sent off.
Oh, the
Look.
one that put his arm
Yeah,
around.
yeah. I do like. I do, mate. He looks useful. He's physical, but I thought he did all right today.
LaSalle.
Yeah, I think he did quite well today. I thought the Newcastle guy, because he kept him quiet. I thought.
Yeah, my
Too quiet.
Hey.
No,
Sorry, did you just say kept Haaland quiet?
he made life difficult for Holland, not necessarily keep him
apart from one
quiet.
header, he didn't have a chance, did he?
You know what, Alan? Actually, you know what? That header, I thought because of all the footage we were seeing from the training with them practicing the crosses, I was like, oh, this is gonna be it. And it was just slightly off, but I was like, oh, this is gonna be.
I was surprised he missed that actually.
Me too.
We should have scored with that. Yeah.
But that training sequence, I think, is gonna pay off. My man of the match, Foden and Ake. Ake. Man, when we need him to like be sound and defend, he had one great block that didn't require Edison to have to make a save, and the fact that I think he paces the game a lot better now.
Yeah,
like he's not making those runs too aggressively up front, so he still has that energy level to defend well.
Yeah.
I thought Ake had a great game.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking to you, mate. So, we might as well have a conversation now while we can. Is where are you taking me in Toronto when I come over?
Oh, easy. Well, because I mean, as an Australian, we got to go. We're gonna hit up. If you got time, we'll hit up a steak place. I won't say that. I won't give them free promo. I won't give them free promo, but we'll hit up a steak place, and then I'll take you by a city bar. We actually have a city bar.
Oh, good stuff.
Just ignore me while I'm sitting.
When you come, you get the same treatment.
I was saying that Haaland got kept quiet.
When you come to Toronto, I'll show you the same treatment.
Was it Haaland who assisted Bernardo?
It was actually, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's dead quiet. Was it Haaland dicking around with the corners?
Yeah, that was fun, actually.
That was quality. Was it
Haaland going into nearly knocked down Burnout?
Yeah, it was funny.
Really quiet, this Haaland fella today, wasn't
he? Yeah, he was.
Haaland was a protector. He was definitely a protector today.
Well, he's not scored, so he must have played crap.
Yeah.
Got an assist, though. He's involved.
In everyone's mouth, mate. Go on, you carry on. Did you have an argument with your fellow person that sits behind you?
No, I have no argument. You are so negative at the minute. It's unreal.
Oh dear me.
Foden was my man of the match, but I nearly gave it to Jack Grealish. I thought Grealish was outstanding today. I thought Grealish was. I love that front three. It's balance, it's perfection. Carl said it earlier. It is the best mix of deadly precision from Haaland finishing, control from Grealish, and chaos from Foden. It's like the perfect mix. And if you can rotate Kevin and Alvarez in that role to give Kevin that rest, I'm just salivating for the rest of the season right now.
Yeah. And I love the fact that Alvarez is on that bench and he's able to watch. I'm not saying he's going to be like being able to spread and distribute the ball like KDB, but to see the pockets of space where KDB and Gundogan are able to occupy, I think Alvarez is going to be fantastic for us. And also great news.
You enjoy it, mate. Go on, mate. Sorry.
And also to point out the fact that we're looking to secure him a little longer is also a good thing, because we hear that he's not getting his playing time, he must not be happy, but it's the opposite. I think he recognizes how important he is to the team.
Yeah. Colonel Ward, may the best team win. The fight is on. We're now 13 games. The fight is on. Yes, he is, Alex.
Yeah, since 1971, Alex. Main Road, season ticket holder. I'm a legacy fan.
Man of the match is instead Foden, Grealish, Diaz, Bernardo, Silva running down the wing. Mancunian way get together in Toronto. Flights are decent from Manchester.
I'm applying for Melbourne straight there, mate. Don't worry, I've got some business to take care of over there.
No, I'm hoping when Vader gets over here, I'm going to sort Vader out with tickets and take him around. Only issue missed the last 2 sitters. Palace away next week will be a horrible watch.
It's going to be tough.
Do you realise when Martin takes you round, he's going to pick you up about 11 o'clock at night to do the circuit round the ETIHAD?
I'm there for it.
Right? Yeah, you got to film it and he goes and then go into Starbucks or Costa Coffee at 11 o'clock at night, having his coffee, right, on the phone to everybody, right? So you've got it. We want you to film that because that'll be superb.
I'm gonna make sure he does a live because now you can do lives and
I know,
yeah. So we'll make some magic.
Did you just say we'll make it romantic?
Yeah.
No, we'll make it magic.
I thought you said we'll make it romantic. Are you bringing the bottle of wine? Anyway.
White or red?
Anyway, no, big thank you to everyone who's joined us. That does conclude our show for tonight. City are now 7 unbeaten. Another 3 points. Hard fought 3 points. Listen, football is a sport we love. It's all opinions. And that's what we love about it. It's opinions. We all see the games a little bit different. I'd love to have a chat with Alan's optician because I'd love to see what he sees.
Well, people don't realise is I text him all negative things during the game to see how long
this is what you don't realise. I don't just get this for an hour and a half. I get this for 4 hours.
You know what?
4 hours.
What, though? But that's the chemistry. It's got to work that way, right? It's a coping mechanism. It wouldn't be right if it was any other way.
When we're 1-0 up and I'm singing away in the stadium and I get, we're crap, we're going to get beat. I'm like, what? Oh.
As long as you go to the game with a fully charged phone, you're all right.
I'm going to make sure I go with a dead battery next.
I'll read out some of my comments last night. It started off with, our passing is fucking awful.
Alan, why are we reading private messages out here?
Rodri's a passenger. Then I'll get back to Martin. About 10 minutes later,
Alan, can we stop? Alan, I don't want private messages read out for the world. Thank you.
Mate, I'm just having a bit of fun. Don't worry.
Oh, but bloody hell.
What not to expose anything, but in terms of like what would be amazing is if there was because every text has a timestamp. So if you could see one of the negative comments with the goal taking place right after it to see what did Alan say just before.
I've done that before. Trust me, I've done that before with Martin. Trust me. I've done that would be before. Great.
He's in Melbourne.
Yeah. Melbourne.
Listen, we do love him. He is a negative nanny, but we do love him. He's our negative nanny. Anyway, if City would have won 8-0, Alan would still moan saying he wanted 9. Exactly. That's the way we love him. Anyway, go and give Vader Games TV a lot of love. There's a show. In fact, I'm going to come up the screen now. I'm just going to let Vader promote this.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Martin. Legends as always. I've got a show tomorrow, 9 p.m. UK time, and I'm going to talk about a couple of threats, a couple of targets, a couple of missions based off of last week and this week. We're going to address the main 6, as well as what's happening for the upcoming week. But I'm also going to have an emphasis when I talk to everyone that's going to be able to join. We're going to talk about the fan base and some ridiculous comparisons like, oh, you're a big club because you have this many followers on social platforms, or you're a big club because you've won this amount of trophies. We're going to talk about the support that we get from a fan base, period, and how every club's history is important. And I'm doing my best. I'm going to say it the Mancunian way because I've learned that the T is silent. So say intelligent agendas, and I'm going to do my best to make that just flow off my tongue moving forward. But Martin, thanks for having me on, and I hope those of you are able to tune in. And Martin's going to be on the show tomorrow. So say intelligent agendas. 9 p.m.
There you go.
UK time.
Big up to Tomato. I don't know whether I'll be on tomorrow. I will have to.
Oh, no worries.
I don't
No
know
worries.
yet. It depends. Definitely next week, but I don't know about tomorrow until.
Not a problem, man. Not a problem.
But if I can get there, I'm there. Beta knows
Of course.
Alan, big thank you for coming on.
No problem, mate. You have
Alan
a good.
did get up at silly o'clock in the morning to come on a Sunday, so big ups to Alan.
When I've been up all night watching City, then I watch the whole. Yeah.
You know them children who have no sleep and they're all like, ah!
Yeah. Oh. Or when you have no sleep and then everything makes you laugh, like you just get into that mode.
Yeah.
Alan's going to crash in about an hour and he'll just, oh!
Yeah, I'm going to go to the market now, get some of my groceries, and then I'm going to lay on the sofa and do nothing all afternoon because I'll be tired. I know I will.
All right.
He's going to go and get his Newcastle shirt out and start going, glory.
Well, I look forward to. I'm gonna catch the beginning of this show and go back and watch it because I know I missed some good stuff. So.
Oh yeah, Martin's reaction was this one. As soon as the start.
What we going to say? There's going to be a show. There's no show now. I'm going to try and do a show on Tuesday. I want Carl and as many people on as we can. I've been promising this show because there's no midweek game. There's going to be a show Tuesday. I'm trying to see who's available. I want to do a show all about, like I said, about the City and Newcastle media compared to the Red media. And so I'm going to put I just want to talk about how City are looked upon. It comes from, some of it is going to be a great follow on from Vater's show tomorrow. Just not to give anything away, but a little bit of follow on from Vater's show tomorrow. A little bit on Simon Jordan. A little bit on how the world is seen. And we're going to put some.
When are you on City Extra again? When are you?
I don't know. It's something I'm going on in the future. I just don't know when.
Right.
Whenever there's availability, I'll be going on.
Right. Okay.
Is what they've told me, but we'll see. We're going to try and get Big Steve back on as well before the end of the season. JSGC, we're going to try and get everyone back on. But yeah. There'll be a show Tuesday and there'll be a show Thursday. That'll be the Crystal Palace preview as well on Thursday. The one on Tuesday, I've just got to get timings right for everyone and just double check. So keep an eye on the socials at Horsey Sitter. That will be on Tuesday night.
Nice.
But a more in-depth more off the field than on the field.
Okay.
But anyway, big thank you to everyone. Smash those likes on the way out. Yes, Rust, you did. You were clearly watching the same one I was watching, mate. Yes, LB did say something, yes. We don't know when, but at some point, hopefully. It'd be great.
Good news. It's good news if you're on there. Because they do very well as well. So good luck. I listen to them as well, as much as I listen to Vater, Mancunian Way. But I think every City fan, especially if they live from Manchester and live abroad now, like I do, we listen to most of the fan channels. It's a way of keeping close to home and close to Man City. So it's good, and they're all pretty good, to be fair.
Mm.
There you go.
Yeah,
you go. Yeah, he did. Like I said, can't stand TalkSport. Exactly. I'm going to talk about a little bit. TalkSport is going to come up as well, and a little bit on presenters.
Simon Jordan.
Just wait.
See, I listen to TalkSport because obviously we don't. I'm not living in England anymore, so. You can get that live on you through your telephone and through the internet.
Not just Simon Jordan, but somebody else who does a Saturday night show on there. I think there's a bit of a media agenda to it, but we'll see.
So sorry, because I don't listen to them, but I'll sometimes catch their clips on YouTube, and I don't watch their.
Have a look and see if you can get Veta. You probably will do because it doesn't need your data on your phone. If you put TalkSport into your phone for your apps, it'll bring it up. You can go into it, and it doesn't need your data. You don't get charged for it. Or if you've got a mini Google like I've got,
right.
Yeah, you can play TalkSport live while you're working. So I haven't.
But my question is: are you listening to certain shows, or do you just tune in on MATCHDAY?
I listen to the Cundy and it's now the Spurs guys that's on late at night because that's more first thing in the morning for me here. I listen to that quite a lot, and then obviously when I get up in the morning, I listen to it. And then when there's nothing on TV and I'm just having a quiet night, I'll put it on. Alan Brazil one's quite good in the morning, and you listen to Simon Jordan. Depends on what you like. They do talk a lot of. Everyone calls it talk shite, which a lot of it is, and they try and wind people up, and which they do
on YouTube.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's no more even like a city perspective, right? So with what happened with Sinclair,
You're going into my Tuesday show.
No, sorry. All right. I'm
have
looking forward to
it. Put it up on your phone and through your apps and see if you can get. You should be able to get it.
Yeah, no, I was just mainly curious on which show you tend to listen to. That's all. But I'll hit you guys directly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a little bit on that about certain people who are on there and who they represent and they have agendas. For example, there's a certain United Stand presenter and owner who is on there who hates Manchester City, has his agendas, but hosts a show on TalkSport.
Yeah.
How weird is that? It's like me hosting a show on TalkSport and me talking about United in a very general way. It's impossible. Because I have a hatred for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you.
I mean,
all right.
Anyway, take care all. We'll see you on Tuesday. Thank you. Please share us around. Get these subscribers up. Get the likes up. Your channel. Big thank you to Cheryl again for getting that ticket for FIFA. Take care all. And we'll see you on the next one. And as always, up the Blues. Come on, City. We win again.
Yeah.